Divine Rising family, Divine Rising, me and Big Sis coming to you this rising with another segment of Conscious Talk. We are talking about alignment and what alignment is and what it means to us. We're also going to share what alignment looks like for us. Alignment looks different for everyone, but overall, it's pretty much what you say that is finding yourself, knowing yourself.
I'm going to say alignment looks the same for everybody, but that's just who I am. And we'll discuss it, and you can either agree with me or disagree with me. It's okay. You have that right.
Okay, so alignment, the actual definition, because I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah, give it to us.
The arrangement in a straight line, a position of agreement or alliance. So
wait, can I cut you off right there? Sorry.
Yes.
So with that definition, think about what you are getting in alignment with, in a direct line with something. It's like having your zenith straight over you, okay? So I need you to think about that this whole time, because when I come in with my side of the story, I don't want people giving me the side eye saying, I don't think so, because I got all the proof in the world. But I'm going to have to make you prove it to yourself.
She going to make a believer out of you. She gonna make a believer out of you. Sis asked before we got on here. She want to ask you guys, what are you getting in alignment for? So that was something that I thought.
Oh no, what are you getting in alignment with?
Yeah, there you go.
You see, what are you getting in alignment with here on earth as this human, with a spirit, a soul, and all these intricacies that are within us? What are you getting in alignment to? You hear a lot of people saying, align the chakra systems, align this, align that, align the other. Why are you doing it? And what are you aligning? And what are your chakras being aligned to? Because they all have something that's governing them. And we're going to talk about it. You just sit right there and go ahead and hit that bell and that like sign while you're sitting here listening to us ramble about alignment. and go ahead and join this quirky two women duo here so we can explain some things.
Yes, so I'm gonna start off with this. Alignment for me, sis. And sis says, in her opinion, alignment, it's the same thing for everybody.
Yes, I do. I think that.
Okay. I feel it could be different, because the reason why I say it could be different, I've had discussions where many people have many different answers. And, I'm just an open-minded
because they don't know yet
individual. So I let people have what they know about themselves in that moment. But the way I know that I'm in alignment, my mood, I'm very euphoric. I'm already naturally.
And what's your moon sit in?
Virgo.
Okay. Makes sense. That's emotions. So are you in alignment? Or are you in alignment with your moon?
Yes, I am. I very well must. So angel numbers come to me. So numerology shows me astrology, just that inner knowing as well, enjoying the moment. I find myself when I'm doing the challenging stuff, sis, even if it seemed hard at first, and once I get it, I start enjoying it. And then that's another thing, overcoming challenges is how I know that I'm in alignment. It's it. What you gotta say, sis? What you gotta say?
So, okay. When you think about alignment, you think about everything that's going on. You think about the chakra systems, because everybody says get in alignment, get your chakras in alignment, do this, do that, do the other. The only alignment that we're trying to get ourselves in is our planets. So you're not always going to be in a happy mood. It's okay. You're not always going to have to fake it till you make it. It's okay. Once you get in alignment with your astrological birth chart, which is always moving, always progressing. So today you might wake up and the moon might be in the right phase for you to feel happy. And then all of a sudden there's a change in the day and you're not feeling happy no more. So you think you're not in alignment. On the contrary, you are in alignment. Yeah. Even when you go through hard stuff, there is a possibility that once you know your astrological birth chart, that you will be in alignment with it, hardships and all.
Sure.
A good life does not mean you're in alignment. A good life on society's terms could mean that you're completely out of alignment. You see, because we have the understanding of what alignment is and what our purpose here on earth is. We don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Actually, we have a good guidance system, and there's a cheat sheet. There is a small cheat sheet. I'm not going to say it's your your full cheat sheet yet. I'm not that versed in this right now, but you don't have to worry because soon I'll be very versed in it. But astrology is going to be what we're aligning to, the planets that are up there. That's why everybody looks to the heavens for help, for understanding. Yes, I understand they said God was out there, but the first God actually on this planet when we got here raw was the sun. And then the one at night is the moon. And then there's still those 10 planets that are sitting out there that revolve around our sun, which is our ego.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So your sun sign, the sign that most people ask you for when they say, what's your zodiac sign? What's your zodiac sign?
The first thing they say is, I'm an Aquarius.
Yes.
That's my sun sign.
Yes, that is your sun sign. That is your ego. And then we're going to break it down in only some of them. I'm not going to break down all of them. I can break down some of the things that will hit close to home, some of the information to show you that you're not in alignment with the other people around you, but we're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Me and sis, we're in alignment, but we're not in alignment. We share some placements, but we don't. Yeah. And that's fine. I accept her. It does get a little bit weird sometimes when we're trying to explain, because I know I'm a very powerful, dominating person. And I don't mean to try to dominate over somebody, but when I try to express myself, for some reason, that's what shows its head. And I can see it. I know it. And where I used to try to bow down to it and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I apologize, this and that and the other. My planets are my planets where they are, and I should be able to be the person I am and not have to always apologize for it. You should be able to, or over explain. We should be able to be unapologetically us. Yeah. And I know when she's trying to make a point to me, she'll say, well, that's just me, sis. And I'll be like, yeah, I get it. I'm okay with you being you. You see? I just know that I have this very dominant, overbearing personality for some reason. It's built in my chart. I understand it, but other people don't.
Yeah, gotcha.
So being in alignment is just knowing yourself, knowing your planetary placements, and being able to act out as those planets move. Sometimes you're going to be sporadic and want to just get in the car and go for no reason, and you don't have an understanding.
Sometimes, sis, you know how you just automatically get this burst of energy out of nowhere.
Yes.
Like, oh, I gotta go create this. I gotta go, and it could be at any time of the rising.
Yes.
Let's get up.
Yes, there are certain things that go on in our lives, and we're just like, God, why? And God's looking at you like, why are you looking at me?
I gave you the answers.
I gave you the answers, but then you went to Earth
and forgot.
And on top of that, you allow other people to tell you who you were.
Yes, you gave them your keys to your spaceship.
You gave them all your keys, and now you're trying to go back and collect them, and you don't even know where you dropped any of them off at. Some of them you left at the park when you were a kid and didn't even know you left them. You see?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about true alignment, yes, if you align yourself to your planetary placements and understand the earth, wind, and fire.
I love that group, by the way.
In yourself. And you see what I'm saying? When you understand all of that within yourself, then you'll see that you'll start to be able to understand, why did I make that decision? What did they say back in the 90s? Why was I sprung on this person?
Yeah.
Why did I make this decision? Why did I do that? Why at the age of 28, between 28 and 30, did my life seem to fall apart? Right when I made this really bad decision that I couldn't dig myself out of. There's always a reason, and you can go to your planets and find it out.
You definitely can.
I do. I am biased at this point, which is very not Aquarian of me, but very Capricorn mood of me to say that I feel like if people were to learn their birth charts and to align themselves with the planets, everything else is going to align, because you'll understand yourself.
I second that. And by the way, guys, this is the original peace sign. Okay. When you separate it, it means the unity is not there.
I am a separate individual, so I
But
should
you
just
bring it together, it is peace for unity. I wanted to share that because people probably be like, she's doing some Hunger Games stuff. It's just this is the original peacetime for unity.
She does it that way, and I do it this way. Why? Because you got to be an individual
Yes.
before you can be a unit.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you do.
And
now, sis,
yes,
with these the planets that we were talking about for the alignment, I want to just for us to go down the list so people can have an understanding what each planet does. Sun is your ego. Your moon is your emotions.
Oh, wait. You're going too fast.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just naming what they do.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I wasn't going
Okay.
deep in.
You're right. The sun is the ego. Not trying to cut it off or anything. The sun is the ego, but the sun is also your personality,
Yes.
how you show up in the world, preferences and opinions. You see, we flex our sun sign.
Yes.
And the curious mind.
Yes.
So that's what your ego is. Go for the next one.
Okay, so the moon, emotions. That of course, the moon is for your emotions, represents your emotions, your inner self, your moods. Anything else you wanted to add to that?
Emotions is your internal world. It's also your instincts. So your instincts will kick in from your moon. So it gives you that. Where are we going next? You can get my notes.
Okay, I'll do that instead. You got pretty handwriting.
Oh, thank you.
Mercury, communication. We talk about Mercury a lot on this channel.
Yes.
So everyone should know that Mercury is what? Come on, family.
Mercury is communication. It's also your thought process.
Thinking, intellect, everything.
If the sun and the Mercury are out of balance, it usually say that the logic is a little indifferent. Let's put it like that.
Okay, next one I have Venus, another one that we talk about. How do you love?
Venus is love and beauty. It's also something about money. I'm not 100% sure if it's how you spend your money. Yes, it is. Your moon is how you earn your money. Venus is how you spend your money.
Okay. I didn't know that, sis. I didn't know that.
I got more for you. Keep going.
Something new. I didn't know that. Okay, Mars. That is your action planet, right?
Yes, Mars is your willpower, and it's your male energy. Yeah, Mars is gonna be an expression of the male energy. Mars is the planet of war.
Yes.
It's ruling planet. It rules over Aries.
Yes.
So it's spicy. It's a spicy planet.
You could tell, just listen to it. Mars. Sounds spicy.
Wait till you get to ours.
Jupiter. Now these are the ones I don't have down yet.
That's okay.
Jupiter is the next planet that I have.
What do you have for Jupiter?
I just have associated with growth, expansion, optimism, and good fortune.
Very good. It's also fun. You said good fortune, which is luck, confidence, joy, and it's your favorite things to do. Jupiter comes out of there. So wherever your Jupiter sits will explain a lot about, these things, these understandings. And these are not the bulk of it. Me right now is where I'm diving deep to find out there's shadow sides to each one of these planets too. And I'm diving deep into that right now. So we're only giving you a brief understanding of what you can get from your astrological chart and getting yourself in alignment.
We have books for you to go find some of that information for yourself as well, family as well. Later on down the video, the next one I have is Saturn.
Okay, Saturn is that planet.
And it is, I think it's the oldest planet, ain't it, sis? It's like the planet of what am I looking for? Structure. What is it?
I don't know if it's the oldest planet.
That's the word I'm looking for.
But what I will say is it represents your life lessons.
Yes.
It's the stern high school principal that's not going to allow you to graduate because you don't have every
traditions.
Yes, it's traditions. Saturn it rules the knees because it will bring you to your knees. Saturn is the planet of tests. It's the planet of karma. It's the teacher of life lessons. It's the disciplinarian.
Oh, I like how you said it. Bring it to your knees.
Yes, it will. It will bring you to your knees. Saturn is not here to play around. Saturn is here to say that life is a complete journey of tests. It's like school. So life in itself, without us going to school, is a school of its own understanding. And at certain stages of your life, Saturn comes in and says, here, it's time for that daggum test.
That final exam.
Yep. Let's see if you can pass. But instead of it being written or spoken, it actually throws life lessons, karma, and those things at you. It starts swinging that bat. And either you duck or you get hit upside the head. Most of us get hit upside the head, and we don't understand why. The why is that we're doing this to level up to the next level in our spiritual understanding. So even though you're doing great in your societal life, does not mean that you won't have issues in your spiritual life. And when you leave this planet, it's only spirit. It's not society.
You're right about that, sis. You're definitely right about that. Okay, my next one is Uranus.
Uranus is the planet of rebellion, weirdness, and genius. So when Uranus is in an area, you are definitely going to rebel. We have amazing situation going on now where we have the culprit of the United States that is Uranus led. I don't even know how to, a Gemini with Uranus in his sun sign, which only happens, it's not as rare, but it only happens like once a year, I think, for like a week or so. So if you have Uranus in your sun sign, you are going to rebel in that area. And we get to see that now, which if people were in an alignment, they wouldn't be fussing about what they see going on the society side right now.
Bother them.
Pluto is in the age of Aquarius. It has brought Aquarius in, so it is now influencing that energy of Uranus, which you're going to see rebellion. You're going to see weirdness, things that you can't explain. Why is he got yarn on his face and walking around like it's okay? It's okay. It is. It's okay, because we are in the sign of Aquarius, which means that we're going to have to learn effective, efficient communication, because air signs communicate. It's going to be a lot of communicating that takes place. You're going to see rebellion. You see that now. And then you're going to see some great, amazing things happen because of all of that.
I'm excited for the aliens, guys.
Oh, I don't know if the aliens will show up, but they keep saying they are. But I don't know if as a race we're ready, and they already know if we are or not.
You know what? I'm gonna say I am the alien. Okay, I am the alien, and y'all just waiting on me.
Well, she's an alien. I'm a spirit. So once I shed this, I'm out.
I come in all forms, sugar pudding.
I'm out. I'm not coming back. No, man. Anyway, so let's keep moving on.
We got two more planets. We got Neptune.
Neptune is the dreamer, the inner mystic.
I like working.
That's basically where there's more to it, but that's what I wrote down for it. Neptune is the dreamer and the inner mystic. And then
you talked about Pluto.
Well, Pluto is power and passion. It also governs everything in the dark realms, in the dark. So sex, drugs, rock and roll, people who like to hear other people's escapades. Let's put it like that. So
let me ask you this, sis. We was talking yesterday, and we was talking about, telling people how to find their, charts online. You need your birthday, you need your time of day. And I was saying you need those because you can have a broader lineup of your chart, including your Chiron. So would Chiron be included on this as well? Because I know you mentioned everyone doesn't have one. And I didn't know that. That was an enlightenment moment for me. I didn't know everyone didn't have a Chiron.
So not everybody has everything that's in this. But hold on, I got one more that we need to talk about, which is the ascendant. The ascendant is your rising sign.
That one. Yes.
The ascendant is the soul, the higher purpose, the super mind, or the subconscious. Your ego is your conscious mind, which is your conscious mind. Your ascendant is also who you show people you are. You show up as. It's not the mental personality. It's the personality projected onto the avatar. So, some ascendants live longer. Some ascendants look younger. Some, you'll see that on their avatar.
So since with that, I've also was aware that some people also say your ascendant sign is like your true authentic self is the,
No, I mean, so you have a subconscious and a conscious mind, okay? Your ego is what's going to stand up and tell people you're not going to push me down. But your ascendant or your rising is where you're going to go to when you decide that I don't even feel like dealing with this energy. Let me talk to my higher self, my ascendant self, and see what they have to say. Okay.
Yeah.
But I do have a process that I do want to be able to put into through an experiment, so I can give you all a little bit more on this, because your ascendant, based off of who it is and the backgrounds where it's at in your birth chart, could be how you communicate with your higher self. Okay. So if you have one in like an air sign, it might be speaking out. If you have one in like an earth sign, it might be something different.
Yeah.
We'll have to put that through the experiment and just see. That's what we're here for. We're here to experiment.
Yeah.
And we've put ourselves in a box with life saying that it can only be lived one way. That's not right. And because people do that, they find themselves in a, oh, I'm better than you situation. No, you're in a situation that looks better than me on the outside, which is the illusion.
Right.
You got a big house, you got fancy cars, you got bread to spend, you see what I'm saying? Or you got bread to go broke for. You're able to buy the things on earth, in earth, that are marked as high material things. Great. But you can't take that with you when you leave. Me, on the other hand, I might not have all the material, fancy cars, big house, this, that, and the other, but that doesn't mean that much to me, because my spiritual growth is more important, because when I leave this planet, that's what I take with me.
Wisdom and knowledge, and that's it. And that's pretty much it.
Now, what you were saying about
the Chiron, because you had mentioned that everyone.
So you have to understand that even some people will not live in now, but back before a lot of these planets, they were there. We just couldn't see them, so we didn't know they were there. So it wasn't discovered yet. Some of these things weren't discovered or weren't actually put into your birth chart in older ages and stuff like that. So some of this might not show up, and no, everybody doesn't have all the planets. They have them as houses because the planet governs houses, but some people find that they're missing certain elements, and those elements will be certain planets. And then at that point, you also have to figure out how to will yourself into understanding what it is that you're supposed to get from that planet, or from that
house,
from that element.
Okay, got you. And by the way, a Chiron, I want to put it out there. I know I mentioned it. Chiron is not necessarily a planet; it's an asteroid, and they call it the Wounded Warrior. And for mine, it's a Cancer, so my Chiron sits in Cancer.
Have you looked up what that means?
I know it has a lot to do with ancestral healing and stuff like that. And it's crazy because a lot of my ancestors that I have on the other side, majority of them are Cancers.
Yes, but you're here to heal your ancestral bloodline. Yes.
Yep, that's exactly what that is. And I put that together. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, and my daughter is a Cancer too. So it's like she's the commander in charge. Hey, Cancer people on the other side, I got my Aquarius mom here, and she's going to be the curse breaker for all of us, Cancers. Overall, the generational curse breaker overall. So that's pretty much what it is.
Well, Chiron just puts you in a healing. First of all, you have to overcome the situation of the zodiac sign that it sits in. And when you look into it, that's not the easiest position to hold, because that could be another type of Saturn situation. Once I find that one out, then I'll let you know. But I do know Chiron has its own twists and turns to being what it is. You don't just come in and be able to heal right away. There's a big test that has to happen with that. And with that test coming in, you need to make sure that when it does come in, you're ready to be able to provide and conquer, because Some of these tests that we go through in life, we overexploit them.
True.
Yeah,
That's definitely true.
we overexploit them. So what does it mean to understand these? So I got some brief understandings of like the different signs. You have your cardinals, you have your mutables, and then you have your fixed signs.
Good.
They have their design defaults. They also have their positive sides to them. I'm not going into them today, but I'll give you the notes. And I'm not going into them because some of this, one, you need your birth chart. So astro.com, because that's the one I've been using, and it gives a lot of information and it gives a lot of free information. And it also gives you a breakdown, a general breakdown of what each planet in that placement means. But just to know that you've got your cardinals, we got mutables, and we've got fixed signs. Yeah, excuse me, sorry. And they come with their ups and downs and their twists and turns and curves and greatness, and they come with the dark as well. It's important for you to start looking at your birth charts because your sun sign, your moon sign, your Mercury, your Venus, your Saturn, these 5 planets are big for different reasons, okay? Your sun sign is you want to understand your ego, your personality, and who you are. If somebody comes to attack you, how are you going to handle that? Your moon sign is your emotions. Why do I always cry every day? Why do I cry when I'm happy? I'm sad. You know, when I'm in this, if your moon sits in a water sign, which is emotions, you might have you're going to have emotional days, and it could either be crying or it could be anger. And so when I meet people who are either ego in a water sign or moon in a water sign, the first thing I ask them is, what does your emotions look like?
I had a question when said that. Do you think that is equivalent to like mood swings when they
Yes. The moon governs moods, your emotions, mood swings, all of that. Water signs are governed by, okay, different planets, of course, but the moon governs all of that. And so because the moon governs water signs are governed by the moon. So if you think about when the moon changes, the tide rises, and then you start to see everybody flex different emotions because we all carry them. The earth is over 70% water. The body's over 70% water. And the woman carries a lot more water in her body, liquids. You know, we carry more blood, we carry more, you know, of this stuff. So because of that, we could be affected by the moon more depending on where our moon and emotions sit. Yes.
Okay.
Your Mercury is how you're going to communicate with somebody. So it's your thought process and communication. And so that's important because if your Mercury sits in a fire sign and your partner's Mercury sits in a water sign, you all could struggle to communicate and not even understand why. One person would be like, I'm speaking English, and the other person's looking at you like, so I got a good understanding of that because one day, a friend of mine, I'm gonna call him a friend right now. A friend of mine told me I spoke in riddles. I was like, I speak in riddles?
Not
What?
it's not the Mad Hatter, sis.
I speak in riddles. And so I was like, I don't really speak in riddles. But what I started to understand is that some people, when you speak to them and their Mercury sits in a different or an opposite, then it's almost like you're speaking gibberish.
That makes sense.
It makes is. A lot of so sense. Therefore, let's put it in a relationship situation. If you tell somebody, this always happens to everybody, has always seen it. We've always talked about it. I don't want to be in a relationship, but I'm willing to, you know, mess around or whatever. But I don't want to be in nothing serious. Okay. I'm not trying to be in anything serious, but I want to have a little fun. You explain this to the person.
Right.
And for some reason, 3 months down the road, this person that made this relationship a relationship, and you're looking at them like, I told you I didn't want anything. Why did that happen? Because their Mercury and your Mercury set in opposing places. And if they didn't, the person only heard what they wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And it's not selective hearing. It could have been your Venus could have been affected. The way you love your beauty, one of your planets could have been off from theirs, which caused a rift. And we don't get to know this side of us. So we think that all of this is already automatic. But then as soon as we decide that we want to be with somebody and it's not working out, nobody ever thinks, well, maybe I should look at my Mercury, my ascendant, my sun. I need to look at some of these to see if where have we lost connection? How's that?
Yeah, I definitely see that.
Yeah. So when you look at your sun, ego, life force, you look at your moon, your emotions, your instincts. Your Mercury is going to be communication. Venus is love. And then your Saturn is going to be your lessons for your life.
So would these be like the big 5 planets that you would recommend someone to get familiar with first in their birth?
I definitely would. I would start with the sun because it could be a little bit overwhelming, but I would start with the sun to understand my ego and my life force. You know, what wakes me up in the morning? Why do I feel this way? Why do I feel that way? Why am I this, that, and the other? And then we'll break down the astrological signs, but we're not doing that today because that becomes complicated because some people have very complicated charts. They've got planets all in one area. They might have stuff missing. But we'll get into that.
And the symbols, sis, that go, you got the trines, the sextile, it's so many.
So we're not going to get into those yet. That's too deep. What we're trying to get into we're trying to get you to scratch the surface to see if your birth chart and you understand each other. Meaning that when you look at your birth chart, it's not going to lie to you. It's not going to lie to you at all. If you got multiple planets in your sun sign that are other than, then there was something interesting going on in that time frame, and each one of those planets are almost like holding hands working together. It's what you call a conjunction. If you have 2 or more planets that are close, it's almost like they're holding hands working together. It's called a conjunction. When you have those types, we just want to break it down to the singular understanding. Yes, you might not feel like you are your sun sign. That's probably because there's other things in the works with that. Okay.
I also think, sis, do you think, say like you just said a person may not feel like their sun sign. Do you think it depends on the time that they were born? Say like Aries with a water sign, but they were born like 8 p.m. They feel more lunar than they do solar. Do you think that's what that is?
You could say that, or they could be more emotionally led. I haven't really figured out that part of it. I had some theories, but I don't know, because at this point I can see each one of my planets and where they set, you see. And I can see when one of them pops up their head. And I can acknowledge it now. I can say, okay, yeah, that's my so-and-so, and I'm in that area right now. I'm in my Capricorn, which is my emotions, and my moon. Capricorn moons don't really deal with emotions. We sit back and we think it out, and we let it go most of the time. So I'm not sure. Do I see a difference between daytime and nighttime people? Yes. Yes. Yes, definitely. Seems like daytime people are more spicy sometimes. But that can't be proven. It's just something that I've kind of picked up on because I was technically born in the PM. So, but the sun was at its highest point at that point.
I have not met nobody born in the AM yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Want to meet my kids?
Everyone. Well,
you have.
My daughter, you don't. Okay. Well, I learned that now. She's born in the AM. I was a PM baby.
All of my daughters were born in the AM.
Was the sun up though?
Except for one. My oldest daughter was born in the PM. My middle daughter and my youngest daughter, they were born in the AM.
I just lied, y'all. My daughter was born 11:49 a.m. I was in labor for 18 hours. You see how quick?
Oh, I was in there for 3 days trying to give birth to mine.
Oh my goodness. I just wanted to bring that up because, like you said, you can see the difference.
So I don't really, now that I understand the planets the way that I do, I throw time all the way out. All I want to do is see what degrees you was born at. And I've been real interested in the progress chart lately. And just moving from there, because I just want you, if you know who you are, it makes it easier for me to deal with you.
I'm sure.
And if I know who I am, I don't, and you know who you are, I don't have to be like, oh, I'm sorry. Or they be like, well, why she do this? Well, how about because that's who I am? I don't like that. And
I am that I am. How about we just normalize just sitting down having a conversation?
I know how to access my higher self, and I'm gonna look at them and be like, I get it. You don't like me.
That's fine. That's all fine.
I'm okay with it because you don't never have to worry about me ever doing much for you.
Peace. Get rocks.
But you don't have to get nasty or rude with people once you understand who you are and where you came from. And that's the thing. We use the material things to boost us up, to boost our ego up above the person next to us, because for some reason we need to feel like we are higher than, but we are not. We are on the same playing field, the same level. You could have $1 billion in your bank account and you still be lower than me because you haven't accessed your alignment, your spirituality, your understanding. You're only doing this because it keeps you comfortable in this life. But we get too comfortable with being comfortable, and we don't get comfortable enough with being uncomfortable. And because we're so wanting to stay in a comfortable manner, we don't push ourselves in the uncomfortable areas so that we can elevate ourselves.
Yes. You got to be willing to change too.
You got to be willing to change. You got to be willing to take risks. If they're not going to hurt you, if they're not going to kill you, if they're not going to do these things to you, and spirit is just like, look, I need you to get in your car and just take a right down the street. Well, why am I taking a right? Just because I said take a right down the street. And you'll argue with it, but if you get in your car and you go, you'll understand why you were supposed to go.
Ooh, and I have a story I want to share with that. So I no longer work for nobody. I work for myself. Okay. And I don't call it work. I call it my everyday fun time because I'm a kid every day. Okay. So when I used to work, time was a big thing for me. I hated to be late. And it was a lesson I had to learn spiritual wise to let go of the thought of time. Well, this one day I was going to work. This lady was lost. She was asking me to help her find her son's address. And, I took some time that rising to help her. And I'm like, man, I'm going to be late for work. And so something hit me. Someone was like, be gentle, be patient, help this lady. I helped her. And I said, I really feel like spirit was protecting me from something. Why was it when I got to work? By the way, my job is an hour away. I get to work. There was a big accident that had happened. And it was on the strip that I needed to go on to get to my job. That was the only strip I could get to get to my job. And don't you know, I did this big welt, like this cry. It was like this cry of emotion because I realized the spirit was protecting me from that accident. So yeah, listen, man, y'all have to listen.
She also told you her moon sign is in the earth sign because she doesn't like to be late. Most people that have earth is punctual, earth is on time, I haven't, some signs in your earth sign, I haven't done enough, I need to do more, always moving.
Yeah.
So she's showing you where her placements are just by telling you that.
Pretty much. That's it. And we were also talking about how astrology, your alignment, everything works with the chakra systems.
Yes.
So I'm going to get into that. And you remember, I'm going to give you guys the generic. I said it right this time. The generic definition.
The simplest version, yeah.
Yes. The interconnected ancient systems that offer insights into personality, strength, areas of growth, by aligning with 7 main energy centers, which is your chakras, with planetary rulers and zodiacs. And I had the pleasure of going through my notes that I do for myself because I actually love to work with chakras and stuff like that. I am working.
She likes chakras. I do the astrology.
It goes hand in hand for me. So yeah, I'm gonna go down the list for you. We're gonna start with the root chakra. That's your red base of your spine, your stability, grounding, physical well-being. Those would be where Saturn and Mars would be at, and Aries and Scorpio would be the zodiacs for those, since we're talking about astrology and planets. But I can leave that off if we want to.
Yeah, I would leave those out because Scorpio has 2 ruling planets,
Yes,
and Aries only has.
it's actually on here twice too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna stick with
Yeah, I
the
wouldn't put
planets
those
right
in
there.
there just yet.
Okay, we're gonna stick with the planets right now. So root chakra, Mars and Saturn. Sacral chakra, that's your orange. That's your lower abdomen. I'm sorry about
No,
that,
you're
Sid.
good.
That's where your creativity is, emotions, your passion,
Right below the belly button.
sexual energy and everything. And that would be where your moon is as well, your solar plex. That would be yellow, your upper abdomen up here. Okay, that's your energy, that's your drive, your personal power. Of course, we all know the sun will be in your solar plex. Your heart chakra, green. Green is not red, it is green. Your heart is not red, but it's green. Reason being, think about it, heart is just the word earth mixed up. Unravel it. It's just a game of Scrabble. Your heart matches the earth because you connected to earth, and it's your love, your passion, your relationship. And that has also moon and Venus as well, because some people operate with their emotions in their heart, but it's also where you love, your Venus and everything. Throat, that's your blue right here, water. Throat chakra, communication, self-expression, truth. And what else did I say? Self-expression, truth, communication. Yes, and that would be where Mercury sit, because we talked about Mercury, the planet of communication. That should have been no-brainer right there. Third is your third eye. I like to also say first eye because it's actually your first eye because it sits right here. You actually have a triangle.
It's your amygdala.
Yeah,
and I would tell you it's an area that has a funny situation that goes on with it. So a lot of times you want that third eye to be open, but if it's not open, well, no, that's your pineal gland, but you have your amygdala that sits in the front. Your pineal gland sits back over here in the middle, around the ear area.
I hope y'all taking notes. Okay, that's some good stuff. Third eye, indigo, between your brows, that's your intuition, your inner insight, higher perception. And I have like 3 planets for that because I was doing book search as well as online search. And by the way, people, I want you to also do this research for yourself, because just because we're reading in books and we're reading it online, read it for yourself and get the knowledge for the self. But the planets were Saturn, Neptune, and Jupiter as well.
Your planets of expansion. Also understanding that this area, it's usually open for people. It opens and closes. It opens when it needs to. It closes when it needs to. Some people try to force it open. Sometimes people want to use that Neptune because Neptune is dreamy. They're psychics. Yeah. If it sits in the right place, and most people want that. But if it sits in Saturn, it's not going to be psychic led. It's going to be more stern. You're going to be more stern. If it's Jupiter led, it's more about fun and expansion. So you have to understand that third eye is going to take on different positions, and not everybody is supposed to be able to see the future.
Yeah. Especially for yourself.
You can see your own future. Just pull your birth chart up and start looking at it.
Yeah. Some stuff got to be left for surprise, y'all.
There's no surprises.
I like to be surprised.
Yeah, but when you pull out, honestly, when you start reading your birth chart and you start going through your birth chart, there's no surprises. You'll know. Now, the surprise will be at this point, what is going to be this big task that's going to be thrown at me.
Yeah.
You're not going to know exactly what it is, but you're going to know it's time for it to come so you could be prepared for it.
Ashe. In our last chakra for this segment here, because it's actually like a bunch of chakras. It's a whole bunch.
Oh yeah, they're all in your fingers, they're in your
Yes.
hands, they're at the bottom of your feet.
Yes.
They're everywhere.
Yes.
They're basically, if you really think about it, where the nerve endings set in your body.
Yes.
So you have them everywhere. You have them in your face, you have them on you have them everywhere.
You
Go
do.
ahead. That's why I was this is why I don't get so trapped up in the chakras, because I know reflexology. So when you know reflexology, you've already understood some of this. And for me, it's another thing that people threw out there to say, hey, do this.
Yeah. The last chakra will be the crown. That's up here. Violet, spiritual connection, alignment with higher self, higher consciousness, state of consciousness. And that too has Saturn, Jupiter, and Uranus. Again, utilize your own research as well. So I'm just giving you the tools at this moment.
So I asked us to throw the chakras in there because I wanted people to be able to see your chakra system is still governed by the planet.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
So alignment, once again, when I asked the question, what are you aligning yourself to? You're aligning yourself to your thumbprint, nobody else's, because that's what we came here and we didn't know any better. Our parents were just supposed to nurture us. They were supposed to raise us to be the people we were supposed to grow up to be. But because the way society and everything is here, they raised us to be who they wanted us to be. They raised us to be good people that can take direction and follow direction.
Yes.
But they didn't teach us how to live life at our own feet.
Because they didn't know.
Okay. Where we got lost at is when we started following people.
Yes.
Okay. And not to say that, well, okay, if she had a baby and I had a baby and her baby is older, and I'm going through some things with my baby, of course, if she has guiding information that could say, hey, just give this baby a warm bottle of, milk at night, so much time before you go to sleep, then the baby is asleep longer through the night. Okay. That's something that you can try, you can test it. And if it works, you see that her information there is sound and you can take it and use it. Okay. The problem is that we got people whose Mercury and Sun signs don't add up telling us how to live our lives.
Yeah.
And so when I was younger, it was a problem because it was like I always had one person who would be like, do it now, do this now, do this now, do this now, on this time, on this time, on this. And I used to sit there and be like, but it doesn't feel like it's the right time for me.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
This is not the right time for me. Okay. But if I said I didn't feel like it's the right time, now I'm either talking back, arguing, or now I'm getting my butt whooped because they're flexing dominance instead of trying to understand that kids have a voice.
They do.
They came into this planet as a blessing to you, but you asked for them at some point in your life. Okay. You and the person that you had your child with at one point came into a mutual understanding with the planets. Okay. Not with yourselves, but with the planets, and said that I want a baby. And that's how you get babies. They don't just come up. It's not as easy to have babies as you think it is, but for the smart people, I was going to say something. Well, for the smart people that are out there that understand, it takes babies a hard time to get here. And there's a whole bunch of them lined up out there.
Yeah.
There's over 8 billion people on the planet now, and there's more spirits that are trying to come here. Right now, planet Earth is booming. Why? Because everybody's trying to see if we're going to get this right.
Hot topic right now.
Okay, so like think about the United States and think about the planet. The planet is quote unquote an experiment. The United States was an experiment too.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, while the whole world has the eye on the United States to see if we are going to make it and what it's gonna look like for this next era for us, we've got so-called, so I don't like to speak about things that I don't know about. So I'm just going to speak about it on a side. Nobody really knows. I mean, if anybody has ever met, seen, shook hands, and talked to an alien, then I need for you to come give me that information. I don't want it in a dream. I don't want it in it. I saw it across the street and I thought,
You want it?
I want, yeah. Yes. When I say I'm Aquarius, I'll question you until I be like, oh, okay, you lying. I will. I'll question you until it don't make sense. And then I know this about me. So that's why I'm able to do this.
Yeah.
I won't speak about things I don't really know about.
Yeah.
But if what they're saying is true, there are other living sources outside of our galaxy that's watching us to see if we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it. You want to know why we're gonna make it? Because we're in the age of Aquarius. We still have other signs to get through. We just started. Pisces was the beginning. And for all those thousands of years that we was in that era is how many thousands of years we're going to be in the age of Aquarius. And so Pluto being an Aquarius is just that amplifying and bringing Aquarius to its time frame. Pluto didn't make us into Aquarius. The Great Grand Junction put us into the age of Aquarius. So we were there way before Pluto came into Aquarius. With all that being said, is that once you understand what Aquarius is, we're weird. And we're okay with that. So for me, I wear mixed match stuff all the time. And it was funny because in her book, she was talking about the Gemini that walked into the room, or the Aquarius that was wearing different colored clothes, rebellious.
Yeah.
So I'm strategic with my rebellion and I know when I'm doing it, but I don't really think about it. I don't make excuses for it. I feel like where I make rebellion is exactly in Aquarius, where it doesn't make sense to me. Mm-hmm. If this rule doesn't make sense and I keep questioning, why do we have this rule? You have to understand there is going to be an Aquarius that is going to break that rule many times over. And the cops might pull us over. They don't know to ask us if we're Aquarius. We're not even doing it intentionally. We're doing it because this is silly. It doesn't make sense. Okay. Do I mix match? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Most of the time, my socks don't make sense. I might have every color on, and that was my problem with, let me be careful about what I say. So the chakra alignment going the opposite direction is still colors. But I think everybody in the world should be able to utilize them.
Yes.
And because that doesn't make sense to me, I know there's a whole community it does make sense to, but I feel like we should be able to share and not be criticized for not being part of that community.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to criticize you for who you are based off of what you look like, what you believe, or any of that. I really don't care. If you walk around and you say you don't believe in astrology or the chakra systems, hey, great.
I respect that. Yeah.
But when your life starts to fall apart, you're going to grab onto something, because people look for religion, they look for spirituality, they look for help in something. And when they find that something and it works the first time, they gravitate to it. The problem is how do you keep getting it to work every time? You have to understand the Bible, the Quran, all of it all still has your planetary placements in it. It might not say Saturn, but if you know what Saturn governs, the strict, the rules, the stay in the box type situation, society norms and what they can and what they can't do, who they should and shouldn't like, that's all a very strong Saturn.
Decoding. That's what you just did.
Then you come back into the Neptune, or not the Neptune, the Uranus, and Uranus is like, none of this makes sense.
Yeah.
Why are we doing it this way? That's where you are now. You are in that era. You are in the age of rebellion. Mm-hmm. We don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. Why are people starving? Why don't people have roofs over their head? Why are we still paying for medical insurance when medical is just to keep me sick? Mm-hmm. No, I don't have a doctorate degree in medical science, but I do understand herbs, and I understand life and death. And when we stop allowing somebody to try to save us from the inevitable, we can live our lives day to day the way the Bible said you're supposed to, instead of living all the way in the future and all the way in the past. You're supposed to stay here in the present, because tomorrow might not come and yesterday is over. So why are you looking at yesterday when you're in the now right now?
Come on now.
Okay. Then when you go from understanding the rebellion, then you got communication.
Let her cook. Let her cook.
You got communication. We're in an air sign time.
And we communicate.
And I know the reason why I talk so much is because my rising is a Gemini ruled by Mercury. Your rising is a Virgo.
My rising is a
Virgo. Ruled by Mercury.
Yes.
So we're both going to sit up here and just talk you half to death. And she's an Aquarius and I'm an Aquarius. So if you see, we're going to communicate.
Yes.
If it's not effective and efficient, then we must ask questions. We must be willing to explain.
Yes.
And you see how powerful my voice is.
We did that before we got on here.
When I speak, I speak with power. And it's not that I'm trying to sit you down or shut you up. And I hate when people, I shouldn't say hate is a strong word, but I still hate it. I hate when I speak because I'm trying to make my point and people cower, like, why is she talking to me like this? Who is she? Look, I got a strong voice. I've always had a strong voice and it's gotten stronger. It's okay. I'm not trying to chew you up or spit you out. I'm just a person that when I get passionate, my voice just...
Understand, guys, she's an Aquarius with a lot of air. Her moon is Capricorn. Come on, she said it.
Yes.
Come on.
So when I speak, I'm when my soul speaks, it speaks to be heard.
There you go. And it's speaking to reach you guys,
yes,
not to harm you.
Because I would like for people to have a prosperous life that looks the way they want it to look, not the way we want it to look. When I come to your house, I'm not looking at your house. Now, if your house is really dirty and I can't sit down, I might kind of, be a little uncomfortable, but that's just, I got a Capricorn moon. I'll be the one to be like,
I'll probably just, be like this, girl.
But I haven't always been that way. Yeah. And it's funny. I have not always been that way.
Right.
Even my kids questioned, it was like, yo, mom, when did you change?
And growth happens all the time.
I ask questions, and when I ask questions, the answers pop up. Mm-hmm. If it's about myself, it just changes.
Yeah.
And I remember asking a question one night to myself about cleanliness because I wasn't the cleanest person at one point, but I felt like I was always drained, always tired. Yeah, I was always moving, always busy. And when I was on my time, it was just like, okay, most parents have the kids do chores because they don't want to. And what we fail to realize is school and work are the same.
I said that as a teenager, by the way. Mom, I hope you watch. Because I said that, you remember?
Well, any parent, school and work, first of all, if parents don't understand, your kids are actually going to work every day without getting paid.
8 hours, free labor.
They work the same, they go to school the same hours you go to school. They're learning almost nothing now. So when they get out of your house and you don't teach them anything about life because you're working your life away trying to provide the material stuff for them that they don't need. And I'm going to make that very clear. Your kids don't need half of the stuff that they have.
Kids are not expensive.
But you're not knowing your planetary placements is making your kids materialistic. And then they're going to grow up being snowflakes because they don't understand that things aren't supposed to be handed to them. Mm. I get it. Their grades are supposed to be their money. Wrong. Most of your CEOs, if they weren't born in rich families, they were dropouts out of school because school is a whole program. Why are your kids not learning the things that we learned a long time ago?
They don't like even cursive.
And they're not learning this type of stuff now.
Yeah.
And you're starting to see even the teachers aren't really, you want a Saturn teacher. For the simple fact is you want your kid to sit there in that classroom and you want them to be able to learn what it is that they need to get, especially if it's important. what's important? Reading, math, writing. Those are 3 very, very important things. The rest, history, are you serious? Are you looking at what we got going on now in our government system? And they taught, I took government, I failed. Good luck. I'm glad I did. Why? Because everything they taught us was a lie anyways. So when you learn your planetary placements, you wake up and you say, that's why when my mom said, go wash the dishes, I just wanted to stay in my room and shut the door and cry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or when my mom or my dad told me I couldn't do this, I felt some type of way about this or that or the other. You can find you in your birth chart. And then if you get good, you start to see how your birth chart progresses. And then you can see your progression in life.
I'll show you.
You understand?
Okay.
So when I say that alignment is 1, getting in alignment with our planet and getting in alignment with the planets that are out there. Because all of that is governed by the creator, and the creator governs all of that. And the creator said, if I create this to govern over them and they can figure it out, then yeah, we are one more step close. Also, another thing that I came into is if you've ever read the full Bible, the book of Revelations.
Definitely read that.
Compare that to the state we're in now.
Yes.
Okay. But don't take it literal.
Yes.
Read it as a metaphor.
Yes.
Because everything in the Bible is parables and metaphors. And what they're supposed to do is it's not telling you exactly what's going on, but it's telling you what's going on. Have you already seen, what is it, the 3-horned, 6-horned monster that has risen up out of the ocean? Metaphorically. Is it already out there? Are we in the book of Revelations metaphorically? We are. You want to know why? Because we've already went into a new era.
We did.
We are no longer in the era of the fish. So we're no longer in the Pisces era. The fish represented Christianity. The fish also represent the Pisces, the 2 fish, one above water and one underwater, because one, it's Pisces. It's a balance of understanding being here and being up there.
Yeah.
So have we left that? We have. Will it still serve you some purpose to read it? It can. You just now need to start looking for the Aquarius aspects in it, and there's going to probably be a new one come out.
You said a lot right there, sis, because a lot of people actually read the Bible literally instead of actually reading it metaphorically.
Yeah, they don't read it to understand it. They read it to just tell. So there's a difference between, and this is another thing about what we're doing. You can take what we're saying and say, I have the knowledge, and never use it. Okay. Having the knowledge and never using it is like never having the knowledge at all.
Right.
Okay.
That's true.
Having the knowledge and understanding the knowledge and then using the knowledge in your life is a different story.
That's when knowledge is powerful.
Yes, that's when knowledge is powerful. And when people read the Bible, they read the Bible to say that they've read it. Some of them may sit and try to decipher it. Yeah. But most of them use it as a judgment thing.
They do.
Okay. But the Bible can't judge you. Only you can judge another person based off of who you are. So we're still going back to the planetary placements. Have a strong planetary placement, you're going to judge people based off of that strong Saturn placement.
Get a reality check, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing that you do at this point is outside of the planets. Feel off this year, wondering why? Yeah, we're in the year of the 9. The planets are moving into different places and they've never been there before. And now people are like, man, I feel some type of way. Feel that way. It's okay.
Yeah, it is okay.
It's okay.
Yes.
It's okay.
I understand it. And I love that we have these tools, because we were talking yesterday about how you would put the couples.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see where, they have misconnections and they can work on it that way. I do like that.
There's an astrological chart based off your MC, which is your midhaven. When you go to your birth chart, it's going to say MC. It's going to tell you the best places for you to live, to flourish. Okay. People don't know that.
Yes.
You might be a person who's supposed to live in Alaska and you living in Florida. If your midhaven is not in Florida, it's going to be a struggle. Okay, because your alignment isn't there in that place.
Right.
Not to say you can't make it there,
Right.
but it might be more of a challenge.
Right.
Okay. There's also an astrological chart for business partners. Okay, which is gonna put your main planets together and tell you, okay, yes, you two are gonna work out because one person is gonna do this, 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 and this. The other person gonna do this, 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 and this. And if it finds that there's a planet that's in conspicuous, say there might be a challenge in this area, and it'll show you. There's also one for your potential love partner. Okay, and it will tell you there's going to be friction here because you have Aquarius here and you've got Scorpio here. Definitely not going to happen. As soon as I see Scorpio placements with me, that's the first thing I say is, yeah, this ain't going to work. I'm not lying. I'm not lying.
I know.
I am, I will be, and probably forever, because I'm getting, the age numbers are getting bigger and my expansion of mentality is getting broader. And because I've had my fair share of good and bad relationships, I am that person that says, okay, because I know that I'm not going to tell a gentleman no. Okay, because I feel like for somebody to come up to you and be like, hey, miss, you are so beautiful. How can I get your number? This and that and other. For me, I think that is hard.
Really?
Think about it. How easy is it for you to walk up to a dude and be like, man, you are so fine. Can I get your number?
Can I be honest, sis?
Yeah.
I'm very bold.
I mean, I get it, but you don't have no form of resistance. What if he's married? What if he's this? What if he's that?
I take that in consideration.
Yes.
First. I do observe before I approach.
Just because they don't have a ring on don't mean they're not married.
But I do ask.
I understand.
Before I ask.
But at that point, it's them saying, yes, I'm married, or no, I'm not interested. You have to go through all of that. You see what I'm saying? You have to prepare yourself. So me, I prepare myself for that. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not an easy feat for a man to walk up to a woman and be like, you are just amazingly beautiful to me, because me, I'm a cringe. I'm gonna look at you and be like, okay, and don't ask me for my number after that. For the simple fact is that this is my avatar. This is what I showed up looking like, because you need to see me without all of this.
Yeah.
So that you can then say, yes, I can be with this person.
You need to see me at my worst.
But it's hard. Yeah. I am the person that says, I will give you my number. If your avatar is intriguing enough, or something like that. We do have to have something that pulls us in. You see what I'm saying? But if your teeth is crooked and messed up, then I'm gonna look at you and be like, okay, I'll give you a tryout. But most of the time you're gonna go into a friend zone. I'm very big on teeth. But anyway.
Same. I'm a sucker for eyes and teeth. I
look you dead up in your mouth when you talk. My mom used to tell me, stop looking in their mouth. I'm not really looking up in their mouth for anything other than to see what's going on with their teeth. And that was the truth.
Yeah.
But you don't know how to explain that, because your parents think that you're in their mouth listening. And so I'm not listening. I'm watching your lips move. I'm watching how your tongue moves. I'm watching saliva get stuck in your teeth. I'm not lying. When I was a kid, I used to look at these things.
I know, sis. I like to laugh.
But I think it's a really hard thing. But I will tell you this. The next thing outside of that, when you get on the phone, and I'm going to tell you, you might find it weird. I don't. I need to see your birth chart. Oh, well.
I do that.
If you say you don't have a birth time, then guess what? This won't go past friends until you're able for me to see your birth chart. I'll get to know you in the process.
Yeah.
And I can kind of pick out where the struggles between us is going to be. But outside of that, I'd like to know right up, because if I can know right in the forefront that I'm an Aquarius in a lot of my placements.
Okay. We laying it out on tape.
I'm an Aquarius in a lot of my placements. I mean, I have it written down right here. Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Mercury, Aquarius MC. You see, I'm an Aquarius in my Venus.
Pause. Family, at one point I said, there's no way somebody can out Aquarius me. Somebody out Aquarius me. And I got humble real quick. Especially when I looked at my chart and I was like, damn, I got a lot of earth. Let me shut up.
So, and but that's funny because you did it. I did it because I was listening to a tarot reader and she said she had 5 Aquarius placements.
I
I'm sitting up at like 5 Aquarius placements.
have 3.
You need to see how much Aquarius I have in me. I have 3 Aquarius placements. I think it's 4 Aquarius placements, but they're in some of the higher, like my Mercury, my Venus, my Sun, my MC. Though my MC is basically where I'm supposed to live and stuff like that. My midhaven, all of them are Aquarius, and I'm sitting here, and then my daughter is 3 Aquarius placements, and she's a Capricorn.
Y'all damn near the opposite.
We are. We are. And so when you look at this, and I start sitting back and I listen to people explain who they are, I laugh because I just be like, okay, I'm Aquarius, and I have studied me because I'm such an Aquarius, and everything about me is internal.
The main character player in your story.
Yeah.
So you should be studying you. Okay, people? Use that as an example.
But I've been doing this my whole life.
That's exactly what you're all doing.
Before I knew about spirituality.
We didn't even know it was a title on any of this
stuff.
I
was highly Christian at this point, highly Christian. And I do remember, like, if I got in an argument with somebody, I would chastise myself. Why did I do that?
Yeah.
How could I have changed it?
Yeah.
How could I have done this? It doesn't feel good for me to do this.
I did that too. I didn't understand why I was doing that.
Yeah, I didn't either. And so then I was able to find out who I am. Why was I an Aquarius named the social butterfly when that's a Gemini position?
Well, I mean, you got a Gemini air sign somewhere.
There you go. My ascendant, my higher self, is a Gemini. It's a talker.
Yeah. Yeah. And then here I am with my little Virgo ass.
And you're supposed to be a talker too.
I do be talking. Y'all, let me tell you something. Sis got a very strong and bold voice. It's very powerful. I'm very powerful in my own way. I'm just very goofy. And that's I love to laugh. I love to be fun. You're going to learn from me, but the way I learn and the way I teach.
But it's great.
I have to be that way, because if I'm not that way and I'm like this, I'm going to get bored real fast.
But your moon is in
Virgo.
And mine is in Capricorn. So that Saturn for me is more or less like I could sit here and just be like, whatever.
But overall, Virgo is only my moon and rising. I have 6 Capricorn places.
Yes. But think about it. Her rising sign is Virgo, which is her soul, her higher purpose, her subconscious mind. And then your moon sits in Virgo, which is your emotions and all of that. So it sits in some great places. You have an Aquarius ego, and then Capricorn, everything else.
Pretty much. I got some water in there too, y'all. It's in there somewhere. It's in there. Basically, with our birth charts, and let me use this real quick, sis. You know how people's like, I wish there was like a warning label on people before you meet. There is a warning label. It's your dang on birth chart.
It's your birth chart. It's your birth chart. Because if I say, can I see your birth chart? And I see that my love language and my love sign, my Venus is in Aquarius, and your Venus is, say, in Scorpio, Cancer,
Pisces,
water sign, and I'm an air sign, I'm gonna divert from being your lover, but I'll be your friend.
Yeah.
And we'll be we'll be friends until we can see if it will do more. But I find, and I'm using Scorpio as because Scorpio is easy because I've had a lot of run-ins with Scorpio. Aquarius, we're known sometimes as the know-it-all of the zodiac, and Scorpio doesn't like to be wrong. And sometimes I have a tendency to let my ego get in the way. And if you say something that sparks that hair in my ear, and my Saturn stands up because I do have a Saturn complex. and my Saturn stands up, I might uncontrollably say da 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 da. And if that's a Scorpio and they're wrong, it's going to spark an argument.
It's not gonna go through.
With my Capricorn moon and my Aquarius sun, I don't like to argue. But see, Gemini is one of them signs that'll get down. So
Get down.
I will shut down first, or I will tell you this isn't, this is not where I want to go with this conversation.
Right.
I don't like over explaining myself,
Right.
and I don't like defending myself from lies.
Right.
So I'm gonna just, if you believe that, then that's fine.
Yes.
We'll leave it there. If you keep going, and I done gave you 3 warnings because I'm good for
that
warnings.
powerful 3 family.
After that, everything shuts down.
Dog walking you.
And the Aquarius, when Aquarius comes out and it's raging, it's going to say anything and everything to shut you up. And it doesn't care if you shot for the neck. You see what I'm saying? Or you shot for the chest, because I just want to stop you. Aquarius is going for the jugular. And I tell people that all the time. I'm going to say something that's going to disrupt your whole world. So you might want to go ahead and leave me alone.
When we say we know, because we love to say, I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's why we keep a lot of secrets.
Yeah.
Okay.
We watch a lot of people. We
very observant. Okay.
So when you know that your signs sit in one area and your lover signs sit in another area, if you all are already in a union, what you need is for somebody to help you all to navigate through those challenges. And they can be.
That's
and
right.
It is going to be a little bit more complicated with some signs than others. But, and your birth chart will tell you. So what I will do sometimes is, like I was telling sis, I want to get to a point where I can take a clear copy of your birth chart and a clear copy of your partner's birth chart, set them on top of each other and be able to see the situation. But I mean, we got AI and technology now. It does it for you. I want to be able to see it on my own without the computer being able to point it out for me, because I'm one of those people, if any of this goes down, I could still be able to work without it.
Come on now, that's my mindset.
You
better.
Yeah, I mean, all of these luxuries, they dumb us down.
You need
and
to know.
They've kept us from excelling in the way that we need to excel. But because we're so materialistic, we'll get out of it. I'm not worried about it, because Aquarius is about to change a whole bunch of everything.
It already has.
But there's so much more.
We're gonna get caught up.
We're only in that. We're in the 1st degree.
That's it. I'm ready. We already on the ride, guys. we already know on the ride. Get ready.
We're in the 1st degree. So learn yourself through astrology, because you won't have any questions once you get the answers. Okay. If this is how I think, then I know. Mm-hmm. Behind astrology, for me, the next tool will be human design, because it tells you who you are energetically. And with them two put together, and yes, human design does use the astrological chart as well, but human design is broke down differently. And if you can get both of those pictures and utilize them, then you can make a difference in your life.
You definitely
on so many different levels. So for us to get on here and talk, this is very, very, very pivotal in our lifetimes right now, because astrology is helping us to understand who we are, why we make the decisions, why we do the things we do, and what we need to do to progress ourselves. When mankind starts to realize that it's not about the material possessions here on earth, that's when I will feel like they are starting to wake up.
Sure.
It's not about the fancy car. It's about, if one man eats, we all eat. And it doesn't matter what their color is. It's about, if sis needs food, I might not have money to give her, but I have sustenance for her to eat. If she needs clothes, I'm not so overwhelmed with my clothes to say, no, I can't let you take something or have. Some people got closets and closets and closets and closets and closets full of clothes. And a lot of that stuff they wear once in their life, some of it still has price tags on it. And there are other people out there who are going in the dumpsters to get those things. Food. If the religious book says that the earth was here to give us room and board, give us place to stay, give us food to eat, I don't see how we got manipulated into believing that one man's way of doing it was supposed to be another man's way of doing it as well, because the planet was supposed to feed us and protect us, but it's not, because somebody decided that this land is theirs and it belongs to them, but it's all been stolen. And none of us are in a position to where we can fight back, because our power, all our keys have been taken. So if you don't know what the Ouroboros is, find out what the Ouroboros is, understand what that Ouroboros means, and then find it in the United States. Find out where it sits.
And Paul's family, if you don't know what it looked like because you don't know how to spell it, because I know it can be. It's the snake that eats its tail.
Yeah. Or it's also the infinity symbol.
There you go.
It's known, the 8, the infinity symbol, or the circle, the snake that ate its tail. It's also known as the 7 and the 4 in numerology. But the Ouroboros is what keeps bringing us back. It's said that once one man has done something on this planet, then we're all able to do it. Once the first man learned to write, we were all able to learn to write. Once the first man started speaking, we were all able to speak. These things are still very new. But if one man already ascended, because ascension has supposedly already happened, if ascension has already happened, there's only been one person to do it, and nobody's been able to do it afterwards, according to those religious books, right? Jesus ascended, but nobody else ascended after him. So there's something that I find that's a little bit wrong.
It's like a disconnect. Like, where's the rest of that, the meat and potatoes?
Exactly. So at the end of the day, I'm not telling you to walk away from what you believe, but what I'm telling you is to, now that you're in the age of Aquarius, I could do this and forget about it. Question everything.
Please do.
Question everything. And if you don't know to question it, contact us. If there's question there, I'll question it. That's too easy. Why do we have car insurance? Why do we have medical insurance? Why do we have all these insurances that don't do nothing for us? Why is our medical system set up to keep us right at the level? It doesn't heal us. Medical does not heal us. It gives us medication to keep that one thing at one point and to make other things worse. Okay. Why was school invented? For us to be able to work. Remember, school and work are the same.
Yep.
One don't get paid, one does. And even though you have a high school diploma, that doesn't equivalent to nothing, especially what they're teaching now. What we've sacrificed is we've sacrificed family for material. The more material we have, we feel like we're up here. But then we haven't taught our kids anything because we've turned our back on them for the money, the power, the material. Would God really be happy if he was to look down at us and say that so Jesus died on the cross for your sins, but you still sinning? And I've heard this excuse, well, I can repent. Yeah, you can, but you got to be conscious of every sin that you've committed. You got to repent for each one of those, and then you're not supposed to make that mistake again. So Jesus died on the cross for all of y'all sin, but our land has been stolen. Our people have been manipulated. Our money system says in God we trust, but it's seen more blood, more manipulation, more sin, more death, destruction. We go to war over money. Anything. So when you think about all these things and you think about the person whose name that you're putting out there, God, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, all of these entities, what we need to do is really think that if we are in the last days and we make these assumptions, what if he was to pull his hands down into this earth and just decided to spread it open and dump us all out of it because we have done the one thing that we were asked not to do?
Sorry, I was taking notes.
No, you're good. We're following the crowd.
Yes.
We're not following the leader. The leader's the creator. And nobody on the face of this earth created anything here except for the material stuff that will stay here.
You need to follow self because you're your own.
Learn yourself. Follow yourself. And then sis will say,
find your light and fix your crown, family.
And come back and see us again for more understanding on how do I find myself and follow my own path.
Ashe, family, thank you for having this moment with us. We enjoyed this topic.
Yes.
So we will do more in depth of this. So see you guys later. Peace, family. Bye. Hi, family. Hi, tribe. How are you? I am what you call it? I am a person that, I do what I say I'm going to do. And we forgot to show you guys our books. So I'm going to insert Big Sis's books that she had brought that we wanted to recommend for you to read in this segment of Conscious Talk for Let's Talk Alignment. So her books are here, right here. In my books, I have a stack for chakras. I have a stack for astrology, and I'm continuing to grow my library. And I just want to say, if you don't have a library, make that your goal. Start with something small, because just 3-4 years ago, I told myself that I was going to build my library, and now I have a library and I've built my library. So let me share my books with you. So I have 4 books on chakras, and I know we didn't talk about sound healing, but it also helps with alignment as well. Each chakra has a different frequency that you tap and tune into that helps to align the chakra for healing. So sound healing. Remember, we talked about sound healing in our last Conscious Talk segment. So this is one book. This book right here, I really like this book simply because it has the foods that you can eat for each chakra, the yoga poses, the essential oils, behavioral changes, the crystals and meditations to help you to align those chakras. This book as well, it comes with a poster on the back, and it shows you the 7 main chakras right here. And then you get a picture of some of the minor chakras throughout the body. So this is the chakra frequency healing book here. Yes, it has a CD in the back, so I would have to get a CD player to play that. So that's this. This is a yoga book for chakras as well. They have 10 poses per chakra in this book. Those are the chakra books. I will be sure to link the links for these books down below. Some of them I got off Amazon, some of them I got off eBay. Most of the books right here I got off Amazon. And I'm gonna show you my astrology books, and I'm out of here. Okay, so I have 6 total. Okay, so these are different astrology books that you can look into. This one here, I have this, still read. Any book is good. I'm also going to give this to my daughter when she gets a little old enough to get to read these books. Here, Chinese astrology. Remember, we talked about there were different types of astrology. So I'm only sharing this in case you're interested once you learn how to read your birth chart. Here's another book. These books are the same as the other one. They come with posters. So on the back, as you can see, the posters on the back. but that's this one. And they have many books in focus. I know it's backwards. And these are my last two. And I want to shout out to a YouTuber named Queen Amura that I used to watch. I would call her one of my spiritual teachers, and she recommended this book and this one as well about the Kundalini arising. So that is all for me, family. I wanted to come in and do my due diligence and share these books with you. May you have a phenomenal rising. Continue to find yourself, continue to tap in and soul search and love who you are. Love and be who you are unapologetically, and find your light and fix your crown, family. Peace, family. Bye. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more conscious talk.